Okay, y'all. So I recorded this a long time, well, last week, and then it did not save. So I am re-recording this, and so if my enthusiasm is not there, it's because I've done this before, and my bad. I'm kind of like, and also I don't like the book. Love After Midnight, Sister Soulja. Okay. The only reason why I'm here is because you all really listened, and it's one of my biggest videos is Sister Soulja, her review for the last book. That's the only reason why I'm here. I'm not here for any other reason. I'm here for you people. I read the book. It took me a long time to finish the book. And it's really because I thought that the book was a terrible book. So I wasn't really running towards it. This book picks up exactly where the ending of the last book ends. So the ending of the last book, she kind of, she's shot in the beginning of the book, and she kind of comes to this revelation that, she kind of, she's been shot, and she's like the whole book is kind of like a daydream. So I don't know if I remembered that or not. Um, and I really didn't care. So this book is her trying to kind of figure out who shot me. So she's on this reality TV show. She has a reality TV show. And so here we are. I'm supposed to kind of care about this. Um, so she has this reality TV show with her girls. One of them clearly sets her up. They're jealous. What's kind of interesting is I'm not sure why she would trust him. I know that you spent all this, you spent time in jail with them, but I'm not sure why you would trust them where you clearly you're the one who's coming out of everything with something set up. They're coming out not. And because of their loyalty to you in prison, then you're giving them a leg up. And because you're giving them this leg up, you anticipated that they would be completely loyal to you, which maybe. But if I saw some, no, I wouldn't shoot nobody. But if I lived a life of crime and I see somebody who is making all of this money and they're throwing peanuts at me, I definitely wouldn't think that they'd be loyal to me. Now, granted, they're throwing more money at me than what I would have made without them. There is that. But comparatively, she's making over $1 million and they're making, a few $1,000s. She's coming out driving like a exotic car, not even a Mercedes or something. She's driving like a Lamborghini or something like that. Like, I mean, I don't see how you expect loyalty. Um, but to each his own. So we have this book where she's trying to figure out, like I said, who shot her. And so she plans this concept where her friends, like they all think that they're going to be on this show together. But what she doesn't know is she's setting it up as like a competition where they have to kind of fight to stay on the show, which sounds like a terrible idea, but and only one of them gets the slot. So throughout the book, you're getting like these scenes where it's kind of like a setup of a scene, and it eventually kind of rolls into them having a it kind of rolls into the police being involved, and it comes to the conclusion that one of them does was behind shooting her. And it makes great TV. And yeah, I mean, and what's so bizarre about this is that I'm not going to reveal who shot her, but what's so bizarre about this is that it appears that the girl fundamentally believes that revealing that she shot her is not going to help, is not going to result in her not going to prison, which I don't understand. You prefer to be known that to have shot her for ratings. That's essentially what you're saying. That's essentially what I'm gathering from this. You're getting some ratings for this. You're thinking that you're going to have people, um, that you could possibly profit off of admitting to this. All I see is you're going to jail for a very long time. And maybe you feel like you don't have much to lose. Maybe you'll get a couple bucks from admitting to it since you're going to be on the show. I don't know. But you're a friend to the show, so you're making less money than what you originally thought you were going to make, I guess. You do have these fans, though, that were completely involved in the show, and which sounds like a fantastic idea. You have these people who are uh, completely up under, uh, you know, why can I not remember people's names? Like I really don't care about the Winters behind, right? And I think that's kind of a fat. I think that that is a more accurate depiction. Maybe they may not, multiple fans currently may not actually go out and fight people, but on the other hand, they may absolutely go ahead and fight one line over people. And so if it's a nice little metaphor for people to realize that these fans clearly are too invested in these people's lives, and that which resulted in folks going to jail, some of her friends going to jail because they were defending themselves. And I think that and then so the fan Winter and her father actually her father goes first to meet her fans, and Winter attempts to try to bail them out of jail. Um, I mean that's for goodwill, I guess. But that's one plot. Winter is dealing with I one of the things I struggle with this book is I mean I know, like I said, I normally, part of this is a genre that I'm not necessarily interested in. I'm really not interested in this around the way kind of gangster, poorly edited kind of thing. Now, granted, Sister Soldier's books are not that bad when it comes to editing. So I will admit to that. But I'm really not interested in this kind of genre. The little whole um with the B word here, the B word here. I'm not a big fan of the B word. So there's that. Granted, I do occasionally say it, so I'm not a saint here, but I am going to say I'm not a big fan. And but I will say the way that she uses it, I really don't like it because she makes it a feel like what it's because it feels like all of the tone of all of her books is so, except The Coldest Winter Ever is not like this, but a lot of her books, and this one is no exception, is so derogatory towards Black people. And it makes it feel like Black people operate in this space that is so that they're just not capable of understanding how terrible they are, like how terrible of their mindset is. And I think that is so damaging, so naive for you to just disregard how Black people, for example, I'm gonna give an example. Why is it that Black people care so much about their appearance and the labels? Granted, I know that uh when I was growing up, like we dressed on Sunday. That is not the case anymore, but we still, even though we don't con care about dressing on Sunday as much, we do care about dealing with like our shoes has to be a certain way, our, like the overall appearance is a certain way, and that does matter. So I don't understand, and there's a litany of reasons as to why that takes place. And so the fact that Sister Soldier keeps downplaying that is so annoying. So she makes it seem like her whole life is this label and how damaging the labeling is. And how um and how she is a uh how she can't understand that there's more to life. She knows that there's more to life. And it's such a terrible lack of understanding the historical significance of why we cared about our appearance, because it is the one thing that we could control. It's the systematic deprivation of Black people for centuries. And the one thing that they can control and they have ultimate control over is their appearance. It's also the framework of you can do whatever you want to me. I am still going to be able to show you that my life, that I can look like ain't nothing bothering me today. And I think that is, I mean, that's the number one reason why we showcase and care so much about what our appearance is. And it could be, even if you say, I don't care at all, it could be the one thing that you may care about. Some people care about shoes. Some people care about like the car. Some people care about certain jewelry. Some people care about like they'll put a face of makeup on, doesn't matter what's happening every day. It could be clothes. It can be, it doesn't have to be a label, but what I won't be is dirty. Like it could be a perfume thing. People have their thing, and there's a root for that. And the way that she makes it seem like this is a negative, it just makes me so freaking annoyed. But whatever. She gets some like, so does Winter overdo it when it comes to that? Probably. And is it the fact that she comes from this fast life that she cares about only having the best, maybe, or the perceived best, possibly? Um, but does it have to be, you know, be this and be that? And no, it doesn't have to be. So whatever that case may be, I mean, I don't know. So, and this is Winter's driver is Midnight's son. And Midnight's son is getting married to her younger sister. And her sister did not tell her that Midnight's son is going to be marrying her sister. And I'm like, because she said that she may be angry. I'm thinking, who cares? She's too young. First of all, Winter is old. Yes. But I'm trying to do the math. Like, so are we doing, I guess they would have a young, because the son is like 17, 18. So I guess this would work. But I'm still not understanding, like, so why does this matter? I don't get it. I don't get it because it's not like she's going to be trying to hook up with Midnight Sun. I mean, and this is another reason why I can't stand Sister Soldier's analysis. Because in the last book, Midnight was trying to get Winter to be in her harem. So it's okay to be a polygamist. Granted, I mean, clearly that's I mean, where he's from, it's okay to have multiple wives. But I mean, in the United States of America, it's called polygamy and you will go to jail. And why should she not be why should she not just have one person? Why can't she deserve that? I don't get it. I don't get it. Like I really hate this. Well, I do hate this book. Um, okay. She has a boy. Well, Winter is having a boy. Well, she meets up with a guy, and he is an entertainer, rapper, but he also has a day job, FedEx, because he's like, look, I need to keep my health care. This is the most relatable thing in the book. And I actually did not have a problem with that. But I did hate how pushy he was. And I do agree that men typically know if they're going to who they're going to marry pretty soon. But I felt like this was extremely pushy, and this probably would have, for me, I would have, I mean, she thought it was charming. And I think in some ways it can be, but it also was too much for me. I was like, you doing too much. And I didn't like it, but whatever. And then uh so I'm assuming that have a we're gonna eventually have they're probably gonna end up together, which I think is gonna be really I don't know how I feel about this because this is another thing about Sister Soldier's books. All of them are male centered. As strong as this woman, as strong as the female characters, like Winter is supposed to be the strong woman, this bad bee, but it is so male centered. Like, so the father is supposed to be controlling her whole career, even though she's making moves about her career. She brings on this boyfriend or guy that eventually is going to turn into a boyfriend. And he wants to then kind of take over into this money move situation, just like her brother-in-law is her manager. I just feel like it is the most male-centered space, and it begins to start looking like they're going to be like she's the talent and everybody's making money off of the talent. I don't like it. I don't like it. Like, can there be at least one character that is not being pimped out by a dude? I don't get it. That being said, this is a struggle read. Um, go forward and think of if you want to read the book. I don't recommend it at all. Um, I think you should just read The Coldest Winter Ever and let it go. Don't read not near nothing of all the sequels, the prequels, the side ones, the nothing. Just let them all go Actually, I take it back. The one that's not that bad, if you're wanting to read another one, you can go ahead and read the Portia Santiago story. That's not that bad. But Coldest Winter Ever, the Portia Santiago story, that's fine. The other ones, throw them away. Throw them away. And with that, I'll see you later.